We're joined by Kevin Martin from the Donor Conceived Alliance of Canada, fertility specialist and professor Dr. Arthur Leader, and Francis Shapiro-Munn, a lawyer involved in the class action against Dr. Barwin. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Now, Ms. Munn, you're involved in the class action. Can you explain the details of the case? And perhaps how did these patients find out that their doctor was in fact the biological father of their children?
Yes, thanks for having me, Christine. The details of the case are that, as you've said, families over the course of about 4 decades, so we're talking from the late 1970s through to about 2012, saw Dr. Barwin for his assistance in conceiving children. And these families were of all different types. A lot of couples saw him where the man and the couple's sperm was to be used. Same-sex couples saw him where donor sperm was to be used. Single women saw him, again, where donor sperm was supposed to be used. And what we've learned through this case is that over these 4 decades or so that he was helping these families, there were many mix-ups in the sperm. What's gotten the most attention is the fact that his own sperm was also used, but there's mix-ups even beyond that. A lot of families who just don't know who their biological father is.
Mr. Martin, what can you tell me about the type of impact emotionally that this type of mix-up would have on children and young adults and their families?
Well, I can tell you that those 226 class members right now will never be the same. This is a trauma that really no amount of money can compensate for. And this happens under the cloud of anonymity, where we still have anonymous gamete donations in this country. And for people that are finding out as adults that this type of violation occurred, it's just heart-wrenching, and they're going to have to deal with this for the rest of their lives.
So Dr. Leader, this physician has agreed to settle the case, but he is admitting to no wrongdoing. So how exactly is he explaining himself?
Thank you again for the opportunity. I've never seen any explanation from Dr. Barwin. Most of what I've read has been sort of the records from the college or the class action. I don't think he's ever offered an explanation. Initially, he said someone said on his behalf that there were errors attributed to clinical errors by his staff, but ultimately it was accepted that his practice and record keeping were sloppy. That's with the donor sperm. And with the fresh sperm, initially he stated that the paternity must have occurred as a result of accidental contamination, resulting from the failure to clean a counting chamber that he used to calibrate his own sperm and the husband's sperm. But Dr. Edward Hughes, who's a college assessor, reviewed this and said that there were several reasons why his explanation was implausible, and concluded that it couldn't be the cause of all the errors that Dr. Barwin alluded to and that he's been accused of. So I've never seen an explanation. Maybe Ms. Munn has seen an explanation, but I've never heard anything from Dr. Barwin directly or read anything directly.